Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday morning Facebook Live here at Briggs Health. I'm Jennifer Briggs, licensed acupuncturist. A little late again, but oh well. So I had a call from somebody today about bursitis. They wanted to know if I had any ways to treat bursitis. Now, bursitis is a condition where you have there's all through our bodies we have little fluid filled sacs called bursas, and what they do is they lay underneath of like a tendon, between a tendon and a bone. It's like a little protective, like I think of them as miniature water beds. So they keep the tendon from rubbing through on the bone. So this guy had bursitis, and that is something that I can treat with acupuncture, but it actually is kind of tough to treat because when those little sacs get inflamed, like they don't have a lot of blood flow. There's not a lot of way to get blood and fluids in and out. So in the past, when I've treated bursitis, it's actually been like kind of a long treatment. But this particular guy, I knew, well, he doesn't really like a long treatment. So recently I've been experimenting with using Kinesio-tape for bursitis, and had some really good results. So what I would do is I would treat the area with acupuncture, and then I would put on this stuff called Kinesio-tape. And it is so much fun, this tape is. So I prepared a little presentation for you today about Kinesio-tape. It's not only useful for bursitis, it's useful for lots of things. So what is it, and how can it help you? You may have seen people wearing it. The image on the left is somebody with their Achilles tendon taped. The second image is a knee. And then the third image has a woman. The woman on the left has her right shoulder taped. You can see the blue tape there. And the woman on the left has her abdomen taped. So it was invented in 1979 by a Dr. Kenzo Kase. He's a chiropractor and acupuncturist. He lives and practices in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I actually took a seminar with him once. He was a presenter at a conference that I was at, and it was very interesting. But he is the one who developed this tape. Now, Kinesio-tape itself it's an elastic tape which is flexible, breathable, and water resistant. So it comes with this backing, and then the black part is the tape itself. I'm going to actually prepare this a little bit, if these scissors will work. Extremely. Okay, there we go. So I usually kind of cut the tape. I cut the tape to the length that I want, and then I shape it. What it does is it supports and stabilizes muscles and joints without restricting the range of motion, which is actually really amazing. Like most braces that you might wear, like if you had a knee injury and we're wearing a knee brace, it somewhat restricts the range of motion, but this stuff really doesn't, because it's flexible. It's so flexible. So what I've done is I've just cut the ends of that tape into kind of a rounded shape. I think you can see that there. And I just did this with my own scissors. We use it on the skin over or near the site of an injury or an area that's painful. So I'll show you. I'm going to actually go back from the slideshow for a minute and just show you how we use it. So I'm just going to tear and peel the backing off. And I'm going to pretend like I have an area that needs to be treated on my wrist here. That's what I'm going to do. You can see my wrist, and I'm going to pretend like I have something that's bothering me right here. It's kind of hard to do this one-handed, but you can see that this tape is stretchy. So it stretches lengthwise and it also stretches sideways, but not as much as lengthwise. Okay. So I'm going to stretch this a little bit, and I'm going to stretch here like this. So if I had some kind of an injury or sprain on this part of my wrist, I might do a tape job like this. So you can see that I still can move my hand in all different directions, but it has a little extra support on the back of this. So if I had a little injury on one of these tendons, I would actually probably tape it the other direction. But if I had an injury in one of these bones or a little sprain or something, I might tape my wrist, kind of like this. So what does it do? Like, how does it work? What it does is it provides positive pressure to the area. Positive pressure creates space in between layers of tissue to allow blood and fluids to flow in and out of the area easily. Another modality that does this is cupping. So the opposite of positive pressure is negative pressure. And examples of that are massage, just regular old massage, or there's a technique called muscle scraping. In negative pressure things, the pressure on the tissue squeezes blood and fluids out of the area. And then that opens it up. It also stretches the connective tissue. And then after you stop is when the fluids and the blood, the new fluids and blood come back to the area. So that's actually when the healing occurs. Is after the massage is over. But positive pressure allows healing to occur like right away. So right now there's a little bit more blood and fluid going through these areas than there was before. And what is it good for? It treats a variety of medical conditions. My favorite is for injuries, rotator cuff tears, ankle, knee, wrist sprains or strains. It could be a tennis elbow, bursitis, like I mentioned. And the reason that it's so helpful for the bursitis is because it actually, that positive pressure takes pressure off the bursa, and it helps increase the circulation to that area, which otherwise would be kind of compressed. And that makes a big difference. I've had people with pretty bad cases of bursitis where I did acupuncture and then also used Kinesio-tape. And it was kind of able to resolve in 3 or 4 sessions, rather than bursitis that I've treated in the past, where I have treated literally for like 6 months sometimes. So it makes a big, big difference. You can use it to correct joint positions for people who are knock-kneed, where your knees are kind of bowed in toward each other, or flat feet where your ankles are kind of like dipping in. So you just tape it so that they're in a better position, and it'll stay there for 3, 4, 5 days. I've used it myself for a stiff neck. It's very good for lots of different things. So, I just love these kind of non-needle modalities because everyone is not into needles. And Kinesio-tape is super safe, it's effective, and it's kind of limited. Like when I get sick of this being on there, I'm just going to take it off. Zoop. So if you or someone that you know hates needles, but needs some, has an injury or some kind of pain that they need to address, give us a call. You can find us online at briggshealth.com. That's BRIGGSHEALTH.com. We're always happy to answer questions. Give us a call on the phone or write us email. Super happy to hear from people, and you don't have to suffer. Your loved ones don't have to suffer. So give us a call and see how we can help you. All right. Hope you all have a great week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks for tuning in.